Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Sunday the 24th of October 2021. Today in the Millwall news we have some more post-match comments after yesterday's 2-1 home win to Stoke City, and then we're going to finish off the video with the stats from that game. So let's just get started. So here we go. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, and the Stoke manager reckons they should have had 3 penalties. No, just no. Stoke boss claims they deserve 3 penalties in defeat at Millwall. Micheal O'Neil reckons Stoke City should have been awarded a clear penalty in the first half, and they had a case for 2 more spot kick shouts. Tom Bradshaw's second half brace turned the game on its head after Romain Sawyers had given the Potters the lead in the first half. O'Neil said, "The first one's a penalty on Sam Surridge. It's a clear penalty. The handball, it does hit the arm, but I'm not sure what the player can do in that situation, although it wasn't fired at him from close range. For Tyrese Campbell, there's no attempt to play the ball there. The young kid, Dan McNamara, has to defend the back post, and I think Ty had a chance to get across, but the referee saw it as he did." The former Northern Ireland manager was frustrated that Bradshaw was allowed space to score both of his goals. O'Neil added, "I'm extremely disappointed with the result. Obviously, there are some similarities with last week, conceding 2 goals in a very short space of time, and 2 goals which were clearly very preventable as well. You don't expect to lose goals in your 6-yard box playing 3 at the back. You should always have that extra cover. Sometimes it will happen when you play 2 centre-backs, but with 3 it shouldn't happen. We didn't defend the box well enough. For 35 minutes we have been in control of the game. We allowed the opposition to creep into the game a little bit towards half-time. We addressed that at half-time, telling them to get back on the ball and play. We didn't do it until we were 2-1 down. We were chasing the game at that point. It is concerning because when you're ahead, you have to be either ruthless enough to kill the game off, and we didn't display that. Secondly, when you concede, you have to be resilient enough not to concede again. We conceded again, very similar to last Saturday." So there's O'Neil. What are you, Micheal O'Neil? He reckons they should have had 3 penalties. I said, absolutely not. There's only one you could really make a case for. That was the one Billy Mitchell in the first half, but that probably would have been a penalty in the Premiership, because we know they play powder puff football in the Premier League. If that was against Liverpool, Man United, Man City, one of the top teams, they would definitely get it. And because that's how the referees protect the big clubs in the big league, and that's how it goes. And that probably would have been a penalty, but not Millwall versus Stoke, no. So then moving on now to more from the londonnewsonline.co.uk. Change of tactics and surprise use of Billy Mitchell pay off for Mill manager Rowett. 5 takeaways for Mill's 2-1 win over Stoke. So here we have Alex Grace's takeaways from the game. Bradshaw takes his chance. Tom Bradshaw was given the chance against Sheffield United on Tuesday night, and due to the absence of Ben Okofobi, who was ineligible to face his parent club, was given the chance again, and he delivered. It was his first brace in 67 league matches, the last coming in a 2-2 draw with Cardiff City in October 2019. He has found his opportunity limited, but his style and the way that he presses from the front suits the way boss Gary Rowett plays and the style he wants to move forward with. The Welshman gives you a press that the likes of Matt Smith or John Daddy Bodvarsson are unable to do. This fact, along with the brace, means that he's very hard to drop for next weekend's clash at Huddersfield. Indeed. So who starts against Huddersfield next week? Is it Bennett or is it Tom Bradshaw? You've got to say Bradshaw deserves his chance to start, and then probably Gary Rowett will bring Benicophobia on when we're 2-0 down. But should Bradshaw start against Huddersfield next week? Rowett bites the bullet and changes system. Indeed. So we had a quote earlier this week from Gary Rowett saying his formation was not the problem. I brought you a video with that title a couple of days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. I can't remember. But Gary Rowett explicitly said to you, the fans, his formation was not the problem. But here's the thing. He gets booed off at half time. He changes the formation at the beginning of the second half. And like it's a miracle. We rose up like Lazarus and scored 2 goals in the space of 10 minutes. And then he starts to defend, and he makes a change to bring someone on. He brings Kiftenbeld on, and then he brings McNamara on for Jed Wallace. And we just go backwards and backwards and backwards as we try to defend. But for that 10 minutes that we were playing 4-4-2 and actually attacking, then playing direct attacking football, we scored 2 goals, and it was exciting to watch, and that won us the game. So it is the formation. You've got fans that go down to Millwall games. They've been going for 60 years plus. When a lot of those people say to you that your formation is shit, it's too defensive, you should not be playing that at Millwall, maybe you should listen, because you've got thousands of years of experience of watching football. Of all those people combined, you add it all up, thousands of years of experience of watching football, especially watching Millwall games at Millwall. So they know what they're talking about. So show them some fucking respect and listen to them when they tell you that don't fucking play defensively at home. You changed the system and it worked. Now, should you play that the whole game? No, of course not. When we need to defend. But we should be trying to attack at times to get a lead that we can defend. Not the other way around, where we start the game trying to defend, we end up conceding, and then we have to go and attack. That is the world turned upside down. Four wins in 5. It's now 4 wins in 5 championship games for the Lions, and they are outside the top 6 on goal difference only. Yeah, but there's like 7 teams on 21 points, so you still feel there is more to come from this team as well. Should Rowett make the decision to change the system from the start for home games and not be so cautious, then there is evidence there to show that more aggression and attacking football reaps rewards. We'll have 3 more games before the next international break. 2 of them, Huddersfield and Reading, are teams that are sitting around Rowett's men in the league table. Achieved 2 good results in those, and suddenly, because of the nature of the championship, the playoff charge will be very much on. And that's a thing as well. So, start the second half. The change isn't made. The change is made like 4 minutes into the second half. But the commentators seem to suggest that that was planned, because George Evans went down. But before then, because I just rewatched the match on a replay on iFollow, the full match replay, Evans was passing the ball around a lot. He was involved in a lot of that first 5 minutes from the start of the second half. He wasn't wincing, he wasn't hobbling, he wasn't really doing anything. So that was kind of weird. And it didn't seem to be like everyone was panicked and shocked, like, oh my god, what are we going to do? Because he already had Kiftenbeld warming up. So they knew something was going to happen. They knew they were going to take him off. But maybe they didn't do it at half time because they didn't want Stoke. They wanted to catch them off their guard. So if you see a player on the side taking his tracksuit off, getting warmed up, and you see the fourth official stick the board up, you've got time to figure out, okay, what are they doing now? Okay, we'll move you there, you move there, and we'll figure it out that way. But doing it as the game's going on, the game's in play, that then gives you a chance to catch them unaware. And I saw in the picture on the background when the players were coming off and going on that substitution, Matt Smith was coming on. You could see in the background on the Stoke bench, they were talking to each other like, "Oh, what's happening here? Oh, what are they doing? How are they gonna change it?" So maybe that was very clever from Riot, that they knew they were going to take George Evans off, but they told him, go out there anyway, and we'll make the change just as when we get, I think it was like a free kick or throw in, and then they said, okay, when we get the ball in their area, we'll make the change, and then we'll have a set play where Matt Smith can get involved in. So that did seem quite unusual, maybe quite clever to do that. Mitchell and Ballard stepped up. Gary Rowett admittedly took a risk in starting Billy Mitchell instead of Micheal O'Neil, but his risk paid off before the game. No one knew if it would be Mitchell or Ryan Leonard starting in the right wing-back position. It turned out to be the Lions Academy product who took up the role in central midfield, vacated by the suspended George Saville. He did have a hairy moment in the open exchanges when he clashed with Sam Surridge in the box, but thankfully referee Andy Davies decided against punishing the 19-year-old, who other than that moment was flawless throughout. Other than Jed Wallace, Danny Ballard has been Millwall's most consistent player this season. Well, Sean Hutchinson, but he hasn't played most of the season. He continues to excel at this level. After Rowett changed shape, he was asked to play at right back. He adapted to roll with ease, stepping up to the plate when his side needed him to a manager's dream. Well, he has played right back for Northern Ireland a couple of times. I'm sure he's played that position before in some capacity, some youth level. Must have done. Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell ran around a lot. He was very energetic. He didn't shirk from anything. He definitely did try. I was watching him for the first goal, and I thought maybe he was doing a bit too much ball watching. He didn't really get closer to the guy who was free on his own there. When he got the ball, he had a chance to score. Billy Mitchell, like, he did get to him and tried to jump in and close him down, but he got the shot away. Now if he was closer to him, he wasn't ball watching. The ball was nowhere near him, so I don't know why it was going down our right hand side, and he was kind of in the middle, so I don't know why he's standing there watching. He should be seeing what's around him. There were 3 or 4 other Millwall players closer to the ball than he was, so he should have been looking a bit behind him. I thought Ryan Leonard was excellent. Ryan Leonard really was excellent. He was all over the place, being involved in a lot up front, defensively, passing wise. Yeah, really good performance from Ryan Leonard. So let's move on now to the stats videos. If you don't want to watch that, I know it probably bores the fucking shit out of you. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow's video. But anyone who wants to stay and watch the stats from yesterday's game, we're going to start off here. So this is experimental361.com with the expected goals over the length of the match, and you can see here the first half was absolutely dire. Now, we didn't have a shot until about the 17th minute, or a shot on goal, because for an XG to be counted, it needs to be on goal. Depending on who counts it, I'm pretty sure even if you hit the bar, it's not an XG because it's not on goal. But you could have a P roller that just rolls towards the keeper, that will be an XG. So there's that. But you can see here, look at this. So they have 2 shots in the opening couple of minutes. Then they don't have any more, and then they score from their 3rd shot on goal, just after we had our first. And that kind of rocked everyone. And you can see how boring this first half was. First half, it was a lot of long balls towards Bradshaw, not at Bradshaw, just towards Bradshaw and behind Jed for him to run on to, and just pretty deserted up front. Like, just hit and hope. Let's just hit in his direction. Hopefully he might get the ball, but it was absolutely dire stuff, and I can see why the team was booed off at half time. But you can see here, so after Stoke score, they shut up shop for the rest of the half, which is weird. Did they think they could defend for 70 minutes and not concede to Millwall? Maybe they did. But you can see here, so they actually had a higher XG than us, 1.6 to 1.2. That's because Millwall's chances were two absolute stone on 3 yards out, running onto it from Bradshaw. And that's what he does best. You ask him to stand up and shoot at the goal, doesn't really do that well. He'll kick it at the goalkeeper, and it won't be that powerful or that clever. He won't try and bend it into the corner. But you ask him to run into an area and attack a ball, he'll do that all day long and get goals for you. And that's what you need other players up there with him for him to do that. You can't just kick it up there for him, let him get on the ball, run at goal, and then hit it. That's not what he does. So when you have more people attacking, that's when we got the goals. So you can see here, as soon as the change is made, our XG goes through the roof. Boom, woof. And then after we get the second goal, we start defending and falling back. And we have another 2 chances after the goal, tiny little chances, and that was it. Now this is XG, of course. We had Matt Smith's chance that went wide, so there were chances that aren't counted in this. But in terms of quality chances, that could have been a goal. Nah, not really. Stoke had some pretty decent ones. Decent save from Bart at the end. Ballard jumping in there as well. And it was literally just, let's start this. Rowett changed things at the start of the second half. Played 2 up front. We got the 2 goals, and then he switched back to default Rowett mode. Defend, park the bus. And we got the win. We got a bit of luck. It could have went the other way, and it could have been bad for him trying to defend for most of the second half. Trying to defend a 1-goal lead, 2-1 up. Could have been a 2-2 draw. And it would have been a totally different atmosphere and situation at the end. But there you go. That's the XG over the length of the game. So now we're going to move on to this. This is infogoal.net. And there you can see the match events. Sawyer's 20 minutes. Goal. Booking for Malone. Booking for Suter. So on 48 minutes the change took place. So Evans off, Matt Smith on. Like I was saying, I thought that was pre-planned. It didn't seem like Evans was playing fine. And then when we got in their half and got a free kick or whatever it was, something, a set piece or something, he goes down. Oh, I'm injured. I need to come off. So I think that was pre-planned. And then within 3 minutes of the change, Bradshaw scores. Assist by Ojo. And then, which was a long ball from Hutchinson. So it was a long ball on the right hand side, over to the left hand side to Malone. Bit of jinking and driving, sends Ojo through. Ojo whips it across the face of the goal. Bradshaw jumps in there. Bang. Second goal, almost similar. Ballard. Bang. Over that side. Cooper heads it. Ryan Leder jumps in. Traps the ball with his right foot. Whips the ball across the face of the goal with his left foot. Bradshaw jumps in there again. Carbon copy goal. So I don't know if they will work on that as a routine as well. If we get a free kick on this side, switch it over, go in that side. I don't know, but they did something and it worked. Very good. But you can see here, so 61 minutes we scored the second goal. 8 minutes later, Ojo comes off, Keith Bell comes on, get another body in the middle. start defence. So Bradshaw goes. There's a bigger gap between Bradshaw and Smith and Wallace. They go back to the. Now here's the thing: when you play two up front, when one of them drops down, they drop into the middle. When you play this thing where you got one up front and two wide, the one up front basically stays up front. Then you're asking the wide one, when they drop back wide. They don't drop back centre. So that's why we're usually being overrun in that middle area, because you're not having a forward dropping back. Maybe they should do that. Maybe they could change that. They have the forward drop back, and then one of the wide people stays up front. Maybe that'll work. I don't know, but playing 4-4-2 absolutely did work, like a lot of people were saying it would, and it is the formation that's the problem, especially at home. And luckily it got changed. So let's go to the ratings on this website. Player ratings on this website are crazy. I don't understand how they can be like they are, but so Bradshaw got the highest mark, 9.41, which, not trying to be funny, but apart from scoring 2 goals, he didn't really do anything, because the balls up to him were hopeless in the first half, and then second half, after he scored the 2 goals and the change got made, Ojo went off. It's like he goes out to the wide position and he's not really involved in anything. So he scored the 2 goals, but apart from that, really didn't do anything. You can see Ojo here with the 6.87. But a lot of the Mill players there are on less than 6. But like I said, I don't rate this player ratings on this site. I prefer the shot map on this website. So you can see the XG in the middle above the red FT. They actually go the other way from the other site. They give it 1.61 to 1.33 in Millwall's favour, which is interesting. You can see here, so let's roll through the stats. Possession percentage, 45% to 55. Attempts on target 4 to 3. Attempts off target 4 to 5. Block shots 0 to 6. That's basically shots you've had that got blocked. So very busy Millwall defence there, blocking 6 shots. Goalkeeper saves 2 and 2. Total passes 375 to 489. Completed passes 262 to 382. Corners 0 to 10. 0 to 10. We didn't have a single corner. You can see how like they were so isolated, just pinging long balls up there and it going out for a goal kick. No, or someone will get on it. They have to hold it up, and they can't. They didn't get anything out of it. Offsides 1 and 1, fouls 9 to 13, yellow cards 2 to 1, no red cards. But what I like about this site is this. This is what I like. It's the XGs plotted on a map, and you can see here Millwall's chances. 2 big blue balls with a yellow rim around them. Nice. Bang in a 6-yard box. There you go. That's Bradshaw's goals. 61, 51. And apart from that, you can see absolutely fuck all. Really poor. No, barely anything. You can see trying to shoot from outside the area because they're picking up the ball. They're playing so deep. They're having the long balls kicked up to them. They're having to do like 20-30 yard runs just to get to the box. And then they're like, oh, shoot. Because there's no one up there with them. So what can they do? As Bradshaw again, the only other guy. So Bradshaw had 3 chances in the area. But look, here's Stoke. So there's one there. So that was right at the end. Was it header that went over? I don't know why they included that. I'm pretty sure that went over the bar. Maybe this is an XG. Maybe this is just any chance. So maybe. But let's switch to this first half. There you go. Look at that. When you play one up front, you get 3 shots in 45 minutes of football. Now, how many shots do you think you should have in 45 minutes of football? What would you reckon? How many chances should you have? Should you have like one every 5 minutes? That's pretty fair, don't you think? When you try and set up a goal, you attack. Sometimes you get stopped. You have to do a bit of defending. You can go again. That'll take around 5 minutes now. So 45 divided into 5 is 9. If you have a shot every 5 minutes, that's 9 shots. We had 3. A third of that. That's the problem playing 1 up front, Gary Wright. That's why we want you to play 2 up front. You're basically having one shot averaging every 15 minutes. It's not good enough. It's not fucking good enough. But when you changed it, it got a bit better, didn't it? So you can see here, Jed Wallace 18 minutes, Ojo 39 minutes, Ryan Leonard 43 minutes. But Stoke pretty much similar. But theirs went in. So, because they weren't playing on the counter, playing long balls over. That goal came from them coming down to this corner on where the STO is, dragging players out of position for Millwall. Billy Mitchell, like I said, doing a bit of ball watching, and then crossing it, whipping it over for him. He takes a touch and then slots it in the corner of the goal. So there you go. So now let's move over to second half. There you go, look at that. 3 chances in the box. 2 really good ones, 1 not so good. 2 goals. Because when you play with 2 up front, they can play off of each other. They can hold the ball up for each other. They can hold the ball up for the other people doing a bit of attacking. But compare that, look at this. Stoke's chances in the second half. A lot busier for them. Because we switched into defensive mode. So you can see 80 minutes. We got very lucky. All of these came after we tried to defend. 74, 77. 74. 74. 74, they had, was that 3 of them in the 74th minute? 58, that was early on. 53. 64. Most of these come after we've scored our 2 goals, and the ones in the area definitely. But all these chances they had in the area came after we sit back and we sit back and we sit back, and Riot makes the changes to try and defend, bringing on Kifton for Ojo and McNamara for Wallace. There you go. Now I'll just show you this fairness rating. Was that a fair result? 85.29 out of 100. So that was a fair result. There you go. Like I say, very busy defensively and very lucky defensively for Millwall yesterday. Moving on now to this website. It's whoscored.com. The better of the sites that I use, especially for player ratings. This is the match summary. Millwall were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from the flanks. Millwall was strong at finishing. Stoke were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities through individual skill, and Stoke attacked through the middle. Millwall favoured long shots. That's all you could do, mate. We were isolated up front. Millwall attacked down the right hand side. Millwall favoured long balls. Millwall favoured through balls. So here you go. Here's the attempt stats. 8. So on this website, the home team is always red. The away team is always blue. So the team on the left is Millwall in the red. Attempts 8 to 14. Open play 5 to 9. Set piece 2 to 4. Counter attack 1 to 1. And here you can see here Millwall had 8 shots, 2 goals. That's 25% conversion rate. That is fantastic. Normally we are in the dirt. We're in around 5, 6, 7%. Sheffield, the one against Sheffield United was 33, which was the highest I've seen it for some time. I cannot remember when it was that high. Probably when we played the Newport County in the FA Cup last season. Probably was that long ago. Shots for Stoke 14, 1 goal, 7%. So passing types, you can see, yeah, long balls. There's your long balls. So crosses 15 to 29, through balls 2 to 0, long balls 94 to 47, double as many long balls as them. Short passes 269 to 440. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Yeah, you can see we're going down the right. They're just mixing it up. Shot directions, shot zones, action zones, and player positions. There you go. So you've got George Evans there, pushed up to, who is that? Who is that? Who would that be? That's not Jed, is it? Where's Jed? Oh no, I'm looking. Oh, okay. So Mill on the left hand side. I was looking at the wrong picture. I got confused by the blue as well. So there you go again. Look at that big gap. Because we're attacking down the right hand side, you've got Billy Mitchell and George Evans. And Ryan Leonard and Jed Wallace all bunched up together, leaving a massive gap on the other side that could have been exploited by a team that were properly drilled, but didn't happen. But you can see how deep they're playing. Look at Bradshaw. Look how deep his average position was. Very, very deep. Anyway, let's move on to the player ratings. You've seen some of there, you can see. But let's go down. Not that one, this one. So here we go, 12,896 fans. If you look at the club badges, you can see the average player rating 6.78 to 6.45. Not that much in it. There was some decent performances from Stoke players, but they just didn't get. They were very unlucky up front. I think if Nick Powell had played, and who's the other guy? Sam Klukas had played, maybe we would have been on the wrong end of that one. So we did get a bit of luck with that as well. So scrolling down, you can see Tom Bradshaw, man of the match, 8.4, 2 goals, man of the match. Next after him, so like I said, the 2 goals boosted him up. Apart from that, he didn't really do anything apart from score 2 goals, which seems a bit churlish to say, but yeah. So Ryan Leonard after that 7.9, which probably would be the overall man of the match in terms of he's getting involved in defending and attacking. Lowest of the low, George Evans 6.0. Jed Wallace 6.5. Okay, so let's have a look at what happened. So shots, total shots. Bradshaw, 3 shots, 2 goals. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Jacob Brown for them 3. Surridge 2. And 2. Okay. Possession wise, so Billy Mitchell 4.8, Hutch 4.9, Ballard 4.8, Leonard 4.0. That's possession, match possession of just for them on their own. You can see their midfield most of the time on the ball there. A lot more than us. Pass success percentage 78 for them, 69 for us. Leonard 76. So that's pretty decent for some of our players when you consider the long balls they were just hoofing forward to nobody. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see later with the long balls and the short passing how that worked out. Dribbles 7 to 5. Okay. So yeah, they were going down our right hand side with the dribbling, with that gap left with Mitchell and Evans. Aerials 1, unbelievably. Yeah, so pinging long balls forward when Smith's not on the pitch. You've got Ostergaard 6, Suter 7, Chester 8, Bradshaw 3. Not the best. See Matt Smith when he comes on 5, Cooper 5, Hutch 4. But yeah, the tackles 10 and 10. Corners 0 to 10. Dispossessed 4 to 6. Okay, so now let's move on to a bit more stats, but a bit clearer, laid out in text form. So there you can see 8.43 for Tom Bradshaw. Ryan Leonard second, 7.89. Hutch 7.44. Danny Ballard down to in 7th there. Normally he's in the top 3, been pretty consistent. Shea Ojo there, the assist bumped him up, 7.03. And the assist for Leonard as well, that bumped him up. So assists and goals bump you up. Down at the bottom, underneath all of the substitutes, George Evans. A lot of Mill fans not big fans of George Evans. Don't really know what he adds to the team. Seems to be a jack of all positions and a master of none. And sad to say for him that when he came off, we did look a bit better. Now that was at the expense of bringing a forward on, so that would make us look better, playing 2 up front. But seems didn't do himself any favours in that game yesterday, George Evans. Now he was playing with a brace on his hand because he had a broken hand, but yeah, not the best of games for him. That first half was very, very dire. So touches, who had the most touches of the ball? Hutch, Ballard, Leonard. Yeah, there you go. Leonard getting involved. Billy Mitchell, yeah. Billy Mitchell getting involved in a lot. But there you go. So George Evans in midfield. 31 touches now. He went off. Basically, he only had 1 half. So if he would have played 2 halves, so I can't really bring that up to mention anything. Yeah. Shots and shots on target. So shots, Tom Bradshaw 3 shots on target, 2 goals. Bang. That's what we wanted. That's what we want. Ryan Leonard 1-0, Malone 1-0, Jed Wallace 1-1, Shea Ojo 1-0, Matt Smith 1-0. So we only had 4 shots on target. We've got 2 goals, so that's 50%. 50% of our shots on target went in. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Moving on now to offensive. I think we've seen pretty much all. Who got offside? Ryan Leonard. Dispossessed and poor ball control, unscheduled touches. It is what it is. Defensively, who were the main men in defence? Sean Hutchinson, 4 tackles, 3 interceptions, 8 clearances. Boom, boom, boom. Danny Ballard 2-1-3-1. Ryan Leonard playing at wing back for the first half and central midfield the second half. 2-4-0-0. And you got George Evans 1 tackle, Billy Mitchell 1 tackle. Jake Cooper no tackles, no interceptions, 3 clearances though, and 3 block shots. That's interesting. Moving on to passing. So, who had the most passes? Hutch, Billy Mitchell, Danny Ballard, Ryan Leonard. And there you go. So crosses and accurate crosses. Damn. Not 1 accurate cross. Now, the assist for the goal. Are they not crosses then? Or are they count as passes? I imagine there's a certain length of pitch in yards that a pass has to be before it's a cross. Maybe it needs to be in the air, I don't know. But that's a bit weird. That is a bit weird. Not a single accurate cross. Okay. Weird. Long balls, inaccurate long balls. So Bart Biakowski 26-10. Ballard 12-3. Hutchinson 12-6, not bad. George Evans 10-2. Malone 9-4. Jay Cooper 8-2. Billy Mitchell 3-3. Nice. Okay. So there you have it. Tom Bradshaw 8.43. Let's just, there is a thing that you can do with this website. I'm going to do this, and you can change the thing, and it will give you the ratings up until that time. So you can see here, we were shitting that first half, 6.17. If you look up at the badges, it's a 6.55. This is first half only, from over here to over here. Bradshaw is only on 6. Billy Mitchell not too good, 5.9. And you can see Sawyer's scored the goal, 7.4. So let's flip it now and turn it around and go to the second half. How did that work out for us? So these are the ratings just for the second half. A lot better, no? A lot better. 8.5 for Bradshaw. And look at the ratings for Sawyer's. His rating for the first half was 7.3, now 5.9. Wilmot 6, Allen 5.8, Tom Ince 6.0. The scores are in the gutter. Berzik 5.7. Now let's drag it even closer in and do it from when we actually were playing 2 up front. From the start of the second half from 48 minutes when George Evans got taken off. See, George Evans on the bench. And there you have it. So the rating in that time, in that, was it 15 minutes that we actually played 2 up front and attacked? 6.55 to 5.75. 15 minutes of playing 2 up front, scoring 2 goals, boom. Outdid them. Bradshaw 8.2, Leonard 7.0. We had more possession than them. We had better pass success percentage. They still even had 3 corners in that time, but we still beat them. We only had 3 shots in that time. They had 5. Now, so in that time of attacking, we had 3 shots. They had 5. Well, we scored 2 goals. They didn't score any. When you have a defence that's good, you can attack. Especially against an average side like Stoke. Well, they're an above average side. But still, they're not Fulham. They're not West Brom. There's only 3 danger teams in this league. Bournemouth, West Brom, and Fulham. The rest are much of a muchness. Depends on the day how they play. Ourselves included, we're like that. But when we play 2 up front, this is it. These are the stats for that 15-minute gap here. And when George Evans is on the bench, till Garrett starts messing around with the defense, is starting to defend again. So now let's switch this to the end of the game. To when is it? When Kifton Bell comes on, it would be which one? When did Kifton Bell come on? It's Kifton Bell 69. So we're going from 69 to there to the end of the game. Garrett defense special. Look, we start trying to do Garrett's defending again. 6.08, 6.14. You let them attack, they can attack and they play better. When we attack, they have to defend, and they weren't very good at that. They were doing it in the air. They were very good in the air. They were better than us in the air. See, they won more aerials in that time. 2-7. They had 6 shots in that time. Because we were inviting it on. We had 1. I think that was Matt Smith's power buff effort. P-roller going wide to the left. This is Garrett football here. Here. Parking the bus. This here. This is Millwall football. This is what we want to see at home. This. Attacking teams, going at them, direct, down the throat. And yeah, we have to defend as well. In that time, when we scored 2 goals, in that 15 minutes here, we had 3 shots, they had 5. But we scored 2 goals. We had more possession than them. We had better passing than them. And we had better rated players than them. By far. We made them look stupid. That's what we want to see at home, Gary Wright. We want to see Millwall football at home, not Gary Wright football at home. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.